Hello, everyone. This is Katrin with Disability Rights New York. Welcome to our podcast, Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned. We are here to bring you information on the most relevant topics regarding disability rights and advocacy. Today, we welcome Michael Fiske again, PAD attorney here at DRNY, here to discuss DRNY's comment on the new managed care plan. Hello again, Michael.
Hi, it's great to be here.
Can you provide us some background on the recent managed care plan transition?
Sure. In August of 2017, the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities and the Department of Health proposed discontinuing Medicaid service coordination and moving to care coordination. This change took place in July of 2018. At the same time that they made this proposal, the OPWGD and the Department of Health proposed discontinuing the home and community-based services waiver and moving to a managed care system. This system and this proposal is a drastic overhaul of OPWGD's service delivery. Currently, individuals their services are paid for by Medicaid through what's called a fee-for-service arrangement. So, for instance, when individuals go and participate in a service, whether it's respite or going to their day program, the agency that delivers that service bills Medicaid, and they receive a set fee. So that's fee-for-service. Under managed care, the service delivery system would be completely done away with as it stands. And a managed care company would receive a fixed rate per year per person to deliver not only their home and community-based services, but also all medical, clinical, and behavioral supports and services. While there are instances that a person could obtain a waiver to go outside of the network of their managed care company, individuals will largely be required to receive all services from the network of their managed care organization that they sign up with. OPWGD states that this is going to be a better delivery system for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, but we have to wait and see what actually happens. Ultimately, by 2022, all people who are eligible and receive OPWGD services will be in a managed care system.
So are there financial concerns regarding these MCOs?
Absolutely. When Wisconsin transitioned from HCBS, or Home and Community-Based Service System, to managed care, there were 3 managed care companies that went bankrupt. 3 others were forced to consolidate with 3 other organizations due to financial issues. Here in New York State, our service delivery system for elders has already transitioned to managed care, and there have been significant issues with the managed care company's financial viability. Several plans have had to close, and others are on the brink of bankruptcy due to financial issues, and this causes significant disruption in services for people. OPWGD and the Department of Health's proposal raises similar concerns about the financial viability of managed care for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and this is largely because of their capitated payment model. As I stated before, the capitated payment system is a fixed rate, and as written in the plan, it is not clear what this rate will be, other than it says that it will be vaguely actuarially sound. If OPWGD and the Department of Health use the current fee-for-service rate to base the capitated rate on, it could exacerbate the inability of people to receive services. Currently, provider agencies have a very difficult time getting individuals to participate and deliver services to people with disabilities. And this is because the rates that they receive from Medicaid are already so low. So for example, people are oftentimes paid close to minimum wage to deliver respite or ComHab, work at a day program, work at a group home for somebody with an intellectual or developmental disability. And many people, that is not a living wage. In fact, people can go get a higher wage working in a fast food industry. So people with complex needs or even have more difficult time obtaining these services. And as a result, many people are not getting the services they need and are unnecessarily being institutionalized. In order to address this issue, if OPWGD and the Department of Health move to managed care system, there has to be some clarity on what the capitated rate is, and it must be sufficiently higher than the current fee-for-service rate. In addition, people must be allowed to have a waiver to go beyond the capitated rate if they need more services.
So it sounds like DRNY has some concerns about this plan. Can you tell us what those concerns are, specifically about the plan's medical necessity criteria?
Absolutely. The proposal says that managed care organizations are being required to use a medical necessity standard for the utilization of services. What this means is that when a managed care organization determines that an individual, based upon their medical necessity, no longer meets the criteria for a service, they will transition the person off that service, reduce the service, or discontinue the service. In Kansas, when they moved to a managed care system for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, there was an individual named Naomi Green who had a traumatic brain injury. Her personal care services were reduced significantly from 18 hours a day to 10 hours a day. It's unclear what the managed care organizations will be using as the metric to determine that a service is no longer necessary. And even more concerning is that given that managed care organizations are being paid at a capitated rate, there's an incentive for them to deliver less services to people who are enrolled in their plan.
So it sounds like there are some areas that this plan lacks. And in regards to the due process protection, can you tell us what is lacking there?
What's lacking is the plan does not discuss anybody's due process protections. And what would happen if a managed care company wants to suspend, reduce, or discontinue somebody's services. All the services, whether under fee-for-service model or a managed care model as the new proposal is, all these services are paid for by Medicaid. Medicaid is a federal entitlement. And because it's a federal entitlement, individuals have a constitutional right to procedural due process, and they have a right to an appeal an adverse decision. Currently, OPWDD has a regulation, 14 NYCRR 633.12, which provides these protections, these constitutional protections, and it allows for the individual, their parent, or an advocate to object to any facility, a waiver service, or an ISP, a plan for placement, a proposal to discharge somebody from a facility, or a proposal to reduce, suspend, or discontinue a waiver service. 14 NYCR 633.12 does not require somebody to exhaust any administrative remedies. They can initiate this process if they have any concern about any service or their home or residence and facility that they live in. However, the plan as written is silent as to whether this protection will be incorporated into managed care or what somebody's due process protections will be under managed care.
So DRNY had submitted comments, public comments on this plan. Can you tell us where can the public find the full comment on this?
They can find them on our website or on our Facebook page.
Great. And how can people contact DRNY with questions relating to the new managed care plan?
If people have questions or concerns regarding the managed care proposal, they can contact our intake line at 518-432-7861.
Michael, that's so much information. Thank you for bringing it to us here today, and we appreciate having you here again.
It was my pleasure.
Empire State of Rights Closed Captioned has been brought to you by Disability Rights New York, your source for disability rights and advocacy. If you enjoyed our program, and we hope you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this post. If there is a subject you would like us to discuss, please email podcast@drny.org. Tune in next time where we'll bring you more information on disability rights in the state of New York. The closed captioned version of this podcast is available on our YouTube channel.